Welcome back to another episode of Grizzly Books True Crime. My name is Gisela K, and today we're going to be looking at Dennis Davis's witness report that he believes, without a shadow of a doubt, that he saw Brian Laundrie in a Ford truck on the Appalachian Trail. Damn, let's look at that. Let's do some map time, and let's try our best to figure this out, to see if it's even plausible. Let's get started. So thank you so much for tuning in again for another episode of Grizzly Books True Crime. Thank you to all the channel supporters, the members. Damn, you guys are joining left and right. I'm very, very impressed. Thank you so much. People of the top tier, the Bear Cave, Super Grizzlies, get snail mail from me as well as a personal shout out. So welcome to Melanie H. Thank you so much for joining the Bear Cave Super Grizzlies. You are the first and the only. I really appreciate your support. I appreciate all the channel members so much. And I look forward to making sure you get all the perks that you've signed up for. And thank you to everyone who's bought me a coffee. 2 weeks ago, I celebrated the 1,000 subscriber mark of this channel. Literally 15 days ago today. And look at it now. So that obviously comes with a lot of stress, a lot of responsibility, and a lot of excitement. So because of that, and being like spooky season and all that, I thought I would use the little toggle switch and change my buy me a coffee. It's still the same link, buymeacoffee.com/GiselaK, but to buy me a whiskey. So this month you can buy me a whiskey if you so choose. And thank you to all the PayPal donators, for everyone who contributed to me getting this new headset. And just for everyone who likes or dislikes or comments or anything like that. So thank you so much. So map time, huh? Know you guys like map time on this channel? I'm actually glad that a lot of other creators are also doing map time now. You know, I'm not saying that they didn't do it before, but like I'm noticing a lot of map time going on, which I love. I mean, the more the merrier. So this behind me here is the Appalachian Trail. So is it plausible? Could Brian Laundrie really be on here? I think he could. I think he could. You know, it seems like it if we look at where it even starts, and we look at where he kind of lives. Well, yeah, I think if he just hit it to there, I mean, sure. And I mean, I'm not from America, from South Africa, living in the Netherlands. I've never been there. So I don't know the exact point at which he would enter this trail. But it would be pretty simple, I guess, to, I don't know, whack it there, get a van from maybe his sister's house. Speculatively, we don't know. His sister is married, right? And her husband has a pool repair service business from what I've researched. And I believe they own quite a lot of trucks. Whether they're Ford F-150 trucks or not, I don't know, but it did look like it from the pictures. So if you want me to show you for a second, I will show you this. So if we look, because the guy, we'll listen to his confession, or not confession, his witness testimony or statement now. He called the FBI and he says he hasn't had any answers. So I find that really weird as well. Like, why? Maybe they just take it into account and don't really think about it. So this over here is the type of truck I would assume that he saw. He said Ford F-150 type truck. At least we know it's not Gabby's van, because that's also a Ford. So that would be very, very stressful. Thank goodness not. I think that's in FBI's possession right now. I know a lot of you ask, where's the van? Where's the van? I think it's with the FBI from what I gather. So going back to the maps, let's have a look. So this is, wow, let's not move the whole map. This is the Appalachian Trail. I know I might be saying it wrong. Appalachian. Okay, trail. And weirdly, he was asking to go to California with this guy that he saw. So that's also odd. But if we look, this one is called Springer Mountain. Sorry. That's called Springer Mountain. So if we go to, also I wanted to show you this. That, my friends, Grizzlies, that is the address of Cassie Laundrie, where they've been doing a whole bunch of protests outside the house. I must say the one thing is that I have empathy for is obviously the neighbors, like everyone around the house. I understand why people are protesting outside the house. completely. I mean, I would also be angry and also want to be right there. However, you know, what about all the neighbors? That's all I think is just shame. Maybe there's better ways that people could protest or get hold of them or do something. Even sorry, I don't actually want to make suggestions. Don't egg their house, but you know what I mean? Just do something a little bit quieter. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. It's just, I do think about all the neighbors, and that must be very hectic while they're all protesting outside the house. So 1223 Hollybush Terrace. I mean, that's really not far from Fort DeSoto, is it? I know you guys want me to do distances. I can do that on Google Maps if you want. But there's Fort DeSoto. You can like literally see it, like right. It's not far at all. So if you want me to do Google Maps, I can show you. So we go 1, 1, 2. Wait, what is this address? Is 12231 Hollybush Trellis. 12231 Hollybush Terrace. Please bear with me. So I use Google Earth so that we can actually see it nicely, but I know some of you want the actual distance. And if we go to Fort DeSoto, I mean, we don't want to walk there. We want to drive there. Thank you. I mean, that's 39.1 miles. So, yeah. I don't know. My Grizzly is blocking it here. 39.1 miles, 45-minute drive. That's all it is. Weird, right? This route has tolls, they say. Hey, this route has tolls. So let's look at it nicely. So that's to there. And if we go now and add a destination and we say Springer Mountain in Georgia, which was on that other map where the trail started, the whole thing is 600 miles. So even from Fort DeSoto, let's say, it is 560 miles. A 10-hour drive. I mean, simple, right? Simple if he was going from there. So speculatively, I'm now purely speculating, if Brian, we know he saw Cassie at the campground on the 6th of September when the family went camping there. And so we already re-looked at the interview and her transcripts and things like that from her interview. So check that on the playlist. For some of you who are new, just remember to check out the playlist, because there's a lot of stuff that you email me about or try to message me about that's already been covered. So, and then I can't keep up with all the emails and messages in any case. But just check out the playlist just to make sure I haven't spoken about it before. And so if we look at this, we know that Cassie saw Brian, didn't talk to him, but saw him at her house on the 1st, possibly the 3rd, but on the 1st, and then again on the 6th at Fort DeSoto, where they went camping. Interesting. And then he was speculatively never seen again and only reported missing on the 17th. Wow. So he had a big head start. But I mean, for 10 hours, he could just drive for 10 hours in speculatively a truck that Cassie's husband owns as part of the business. I don't know. I'm not a real detective and I can't look into those type of things, but I always keep an eye out to see. I wonder, my question would be, well, could we check the pool service business and see if all the vans are still there that are registered to the company, or is one missing or not? Because if there's one missing, well, then we can run some plates. I can't run plates, but you know what I mean. They could run some plates and try to track that vehicle, even with a tracking device. If some of them are built in with that these days. So yeah, I do think that it's pretty plausible for him to get there. And I mean, North Carolina is right here, which is allegedly where his grandparents live. So he was seen near there, and also in a white car, allegedly, from a witness. So that is also interesting. He could have literally driven to North Carolina, and even from there he could now go westward to hit the Appalachian Trail. And maybe that's also why if he would go from there, he's saying to this dude, I want to go to California. Like, you're looking to go to California? Bro, that's a long trip. Look at this. That's a very long way off. When he's like, I'm lost, man. Like, why are you so lost? I think he doesn't have a phone with him then. Because if he had a phone, he would have a GPS. But the fact that he might be driving in a car? Who's paying for the fuel, huh? As you guys always say, follow the money. Hope the FBI is doing that. So now let's listen to what the witness said. The witness's name is Dennis Davis. He called the FBI, called the authorities. I don't know if he called Dog, but I think he called everyone, and he just said he hasn't heard back from them, which I also find kind of shocking. So if they get a hold of him and figure out what happened. So let's listen to what his statement is.
It was, it looked like a Ford F-150 truck. It was white. I was in a car, so I was lower than the vehicle. I rolled my window down, and I started talking with the gentleman. I could tell right away that something wasn't right with him. It took him a second to get anything out, and then he said, "Man, I'm lost." And I thought, I was kind of lost myself. I thought maybe he was another hiker looking for the same parking lot. And I said, "Well, I'm not from around here, but what are you trying to find?" And he said, "Man, I need to go to California." And I was like, "Wow, well, I don't know the directions to California." But he said, "Me and my girlfriend had a fight, and man, I love her, and she called me, and I need to go out to California to see her." And I said, "Well, man, I-40 is right there." We were right next to I-40. And I said, "You can take I-40 west, and it'll get you to California."
Damn. Wow. Let me know what you think about that. But it just really does sound, when he says, "Me and my girlfriend," I mean, it's just, that's how Brian talked, and I know lots of people will talk like that. I'm just saying, this guy is 100% convinced he saw Brian. So he saw him, he had that interaction, he thought about it, he's like, this guy looks like the guy they're looking for. And then he went onto his phone, looked on Google, looked at pictures of Brian. He's like, "Oh my word, that was so the guy. That was the guy." And immediately called the authorities, but didn't hear back from them. I mean, for everything I've submitted, I submit things quite a bit to the FBI. You don't hear back from them, and that I understand. But if someone's calling the tip line and literally saying, "I saw him here now, and this is where he wants to head," wow. He also did say, it seems like if this was Brian, whoever this was, he's like, "Man, I'm lost." And to say he had a fight with his girlfriend and he's trying to head to California, well, we know about the fight with the girlfriend, but I mean, if it was Brian, your girlfriend ended up murdered, so could we maybe get some answers about that? Or do you have a new girlfriend? What is going on there? But when he said, "She called me and I have to go to California to see her," that also makes me think, well, maybe he did have a phone. Maybe he does. But if he had one, he would have a GPS and wouldn't be so lost. Either way, don't you think it's the scariest thing in the world to imagine bumping into him out there in nature? Like, I would be terrified. Like, you just don't know what kind of state of mind he's in. At this point, we don't even know if he's linked to Gabby's murder or not, or if he's linked to Gabby's murder and other murders in the area. There's a lot of other, when I say a lot, there's at least 2 other missing people that have been missing from the Moab and Utah area from the beginning of, in the month of August. So that is also interesting to look at. We've got to add those to map time sometime as well, huh? Wow. So what do you think? So if I put on Google Earth again, I mean, Google Earth, we can see this Hollybush Terrace is where Cassie's house is, and where the protesters are too. Here. 12231 Hollybush Terrace. So that's there. We've seen that close up. And that's where Fort DeSoto is. And he was not really seen, from what we know, possibly, speculatively, beyond the 8th. Maybe not even beyond the 6th. I don't know. It's so strange to think about. But it wouldn't be hard to head it north if he had help, if he had a car. And of course, if they find him and it is a truck and it is linked, wow. If it is linked to any family business or anything, sure, there would be consequences there, right? So, yeah, that is what I wanted to show you today. I also want to show you this drone footage from Nerdy Addict. He's got a drone, and he flew over the Laundrie's house, and he's got this footage of them gardening. Christopher Laundrie spots the drone, and Roberta is alerted. A lot of people have asked what this bandage is on her arm. You know, what is that? Now, I have things like that for my legs. It's called compression socks. And what it looks like to me, it could be a bandage, but it could also be a compression sock. I mean, we don't know her health history or anything, but sometimes that could be from something called lymphedema, which would cause major swelling in a limb, especially if there's not one on the other side, which I'm just speculating now. It could be post a cancer operation. Sometimes then it would cause the swelling in one arm and someone would have to wear a compression sock like that. So I've tried to look at it closely in other pictures and things. It just looks to me like a compression sock, but we just don't know. I mean, don't know what that is. Some people have even said, what if Brian threatened his parents or hurt them or something? I mean, at this point, we just don't know. I just really hope they catch him. So there's that one. Let's look at another one. The reward is now $180,000 for any information leading to Brian Laundrie's arrest. So there's that. There we've got the Northport Police. Fly away. Wow. Someone said this is legal and Northport Police. Fly away. So showing the house. And then there's these wanted murderer signs all over the neighborhood as well, which is interesting. You know, this is the thing. At this point, Gabby Petito was murdered. We know that. How? We don't know yet. By who? We don't know exactly yet. But we can speculate. I mean, there's a lot of weird behavior going on. A lot of. And of course, we know he used her card and all sorts of things, drove the van home alone. But until we know for sure, there's always a tiny possibility that we don't, that something else could have happened, that maybe he witnessed something. I don't know. I don't know. I hope we will know at some point. As you know, I used to only cover really old and really solved cases. I mean, from the 70s and 80s, where it's like, are we done? Is this case closed? Like, can we check into this? And then I would report on it or write books on it or whatever. But yeah, now I'm reporting an ongoing case, and oh man, does it grip my mind. I would have watched this unfold in any case. I would have watched this and just not shared it with the world, my thoughts. So it's very, very nice for me to be able to share it with you guys. What a brilliant community. I love to hear all your thoughts and read all your comments and everything. Can't respond to all of them. If you want me to respond to your comments, unfortunately, what I've had to do is put it on one of the membership perks, priority reply to comments. So that is for Mountain Grizzlies and up. That's a great way to manage that as well. So I reply on Mondays and Fridays to comments of anyone on those membership tiers. But I do read all the comments and I check all your emails and the messages. And I mean, you guys are amazing. You're like detectives yourself. Some of you are doing background checks on the Laundrie family, on just everyone, just friends, family, monitoring that Instagram account. And it's amazing. Thank you so, so much. So yeah, and then they went inside, by the way. Just want to, they're going inside. I wonder if this guy is going to keep flying over their house. You know, see them having a swim. Wow, that'd be so awkward. So, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. I think it's very plausible that he could be on the Appalachian Trail. Very, very plausible. And he knew it quite well because apparently he lived out there for months and months. So it's not also like he's heading somewhere, if it is him, somewhere completely unknown. He knows it well. He talked about it a lot. Even on his Instagram posts, he's always referring to the AT, the Appalachian Trail. So it would make sense that he would go there. That is also something, you remember when I said way in the beginning that he would do the obvious, like Brian Laundrie seems like someone who does the obvious. Even though it's like a very bizarre case, we don't know what happened, and there's the hitchhiking and the van, and everything about it is like weird. But sometimes I try to think, well, what would he do? Put yourself in his shoes, and I just feel like he's always going to do something obvious. Like even driving the van back home, it's like obvious for me, if I put myself in his shoes, to drive back to mommy's house and be like, help me figure this out. You know what I mean? So to me, yeah, it would be pretty obvious if he even started off in the swamp. Even if he discarded of some evidence there, like maybe, for example, a gun, a phone, something, that could be possible. And then from there, first Fort DeSoto. Maybe then the swamp area, if he was even there. And then from there, somehow organize some kind of car, because there's also the Mustang thing back and forth, which is so weird. So we don't know what happened that he left the car there so that no one's tracking that maybe a Ford truck is arriving for him to drive off in. Lots to speculate there, but he could easily have gone either to the grandparents' house, another family member's house, or he could have just gone to the Appalachian Trail. I hope we'll get answers soon. We need that closure, you know what I mean? And I hope we don't have to sit here for 7 years fighting for justice for Gabby, fighting for justice for Kylan and Crystal, and every other person who's missing, who's murdered, who really deserves justice. Everyone, every victim of crime deserves justice. And just to shine light on it, it's a big responsibility, but it also is very fulfilling, you know, as a human being to be able to do that. I am working on getting Cindy Sue Hunter and Sean Paul Schulte on the show at some point. I'm trying to reach out to them. I've got some friends who live in the area where they live who have reached out to them. I'm wishing Cindy Sue Hunter a speedy recovery. Apparently, she's down with the Rona at the moment, so wishing her a speedy recovery, and then hopefully we can get in touch and she can be on the show and, you know, have the platform to shed even more light on Kylan and Crystal's case, and as well as Kylan's dad maybe being on the show. We've got some guests coming up again. I don't have too many right now because I'm trying to like manage this. Wow, everything that goes along with managing a channel like this, you know, since 2 weeks ago, I was only at 1,000 subscribers and I had 18 people at my live stream. And I had anxiety about being on camera, and now there's 3,000 people that are sometimes there. I'm like, whoa. So, you know, but thank you so much to my mod squad. I mean, without them, also, wow, I would feel very alone doing all of this stuff. It really helps to have the support. So thank you again to all my mods. I really appreciate it. So, yeah, there'll be some guests on the show. I hope to have more in the future. For now, those are the guests that are still in the pipeline. And then we've got on October 13th, I believe, Lieutenant Peter Pranzo, the author of Harlem Raiders and a very decorated former NYPD lieutenant. So that would be, I think, on October 13th. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to future content. I'm just looking forward to all of this with you guys. It's been an amazing experience. I really appreciate it. The positive far outweighs the negative. So even if there is some negative that comes with it, or trolls or whatever, it really doesn't bother me. You know, I've known super trolls in life, like super trolls. You know, grew up with some of those. So really the positive far outweighs the negative. So thank you so much for watching and for listening to me blab on afterwards. I really appreciate it. I will see you again for the next video. I'm going to head out now and do some life stuff, you know. Again, grocery shopping, picking up some of them protein bars that you guys have sent PayPal money for. Thank you so much. I'm going to go get some protein bars now. I've ordered some whiskey, you know, just to calm the nerves. So if you want to contribute to that as well, you know how to do it. The links are all in the description box. And what else can I say? That's about it. That's about it for now. Yeah, you like my grizzly bear jacket? This is a different one to the other one. So yeah, and the other night, by the way, I wasn't only wearing a blazer. I just had a V-neck top on and you couldn't see it. So yeah, in the live chat replay, I see some people thought I was just like, wow, just wearing the blazer. Damn. No. Not on this channel, not on my watch. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very soon.